Welcome back, second graders. I'm Sue Sabella, your Great Minds teacher, and I'm excited to work with you today. Let's see what we need. Today, you'll need the little yellow leaf, handout 11B, exemplar paragraph. Please grab a clean copy, one that we haven't marked up yet. We'll also need assessment 13, the focusing question task, your journal, and a pencil. Please pause here to take your time to gather what you need and just hit the play button when you're ready to continue. Read the essential question to yourself and then we'll read it together. How does change impact people and nature? Today, we'll continue to read closely as we think about this question. How does the little yellow leaf change? Authors of stories contribute to or add to our knowledge every time we read a story. Authors have big ideas, and they often share those big ideas through the words they use in their stories. As readers, we can attend to those words to learn more about the big messages or the central messages that the authors are trying to share with us. Today, we'll be reading and thinking to determine the central message in the story, The Little Yellow Leaf. Today, we'll revisit The Little Yellow Leaf to discover the important message inside this story. We may even find more than one important message. The evidence that we gather together as we read will help us determine the central message in the story. Let's look closely at some of the standout choices the author made, or some of the words that the author chose to reveal the important message in the story. Let's reread pages 3 to 4 aloud. I'm not ready yet, thought the little yellow leaf as a riot of fiery leaves chased and swirled round the tree. Look closely at the words on page 3. What do you notice about the way the words are written? I'm not ready yet are written in slanty letters called italics. Why do you think the author chose to put the words I'm not ready in italics? Italics are often used to make words stand out from the rest of the text. The author wanted us to notice these words and to show us that they're important. Now let's take a look at page 5 and 6. Not yet, thought the little yellow leaf. What do you notice about the words not yet? They're also in italics. What else do you notice about the words not yet? Both of these words were also used on page 3, where the author wrote, I'm not ready yet. Repeating words is another standout choice that authors make to show us that those words are important. Now we're going to dig into the middle of the book. There are some standout choices that the author made in the middle of the book. Neither spoke. Finally, will you? Asked the little scarlet leaf. I will, said the little yellow leaf. Which words stand out? What makes those words stand out? Will you and I will stand out because they're larger and darker than the other words, and the word will is repeated. Let's take a look at the end of the book. Into the waiting wind they danced, off and away and away and away. Which words stand out to you? Shout it out loud or share it with your learning partner. The words away and away and away stand out because the word away is a repeated word. These words are standout choices that the author made, and I'm going to add those to our chart. We can use the change chart to help us think about the central message of the story. What do you notice about the words we examined at the beginning? What do they tell us about how the leaf was feeling? Whisper to me or tell a learning partner. Little yellow leaf is definitely not ready to let go at the beginning of the story. Now, what do you notice about the words we examined at the end? What do they tell us about how the leaf was feeling? The leaves felt free, dancing and soaring in the wind together. Now point to the words that show the moment when the leaf changed. The words will you and I will definitely signal a change. What helped the little yellow leaf to let go? Find that information on the chart and point to it. That's right. It saw another leaf. It found a friend, and now it had someone to go with. There's the check in the corner. You're going to have an opportunity to check in with your teacher. And now that you've examined the standout words in the text, you're ready to think about the central message. You'll be using evidence from our chart to answer this question. What does the little yellow leaf learn? Please write this question in your journal so we can flip back to the evidence chart while you think and while you write in your journal to answer this question. Pause to write the question in your journal now and hit play when you're ready to continue. Here's the evidence chart that you can refer back to as you think about and write about the central message. Little yellow leaf learned a lesson, and so did we. That lesson the author is teaching us is the central message of the story. Pause to think and write to answer the question. And just hit play when you're ready to continue. Today, you'll be learning how to use evidence in an informative paragraph. Please grab a clean copy of Handout 11B. A clean copy means that it doesn't have any markings on it yet. And please be sure to grab your pencil as well. Read this paragraph to yourself on your copy, and then we'll read it together. As you read, keep this question in mind. What is this paragraph about? I'm going to stay off the slide so you can pause to read the paragraph to yourself. Hit play when you're ready to continue. The tree changes from late fall to winter. At first, it's fall and most of the leaves are brown and orange and are on the ground. Then the apples grow musky and ripe, and the leaves on the ground get dry and crackly. Finally, the branches are completely bare and covered with a shimmer of snow. This paragraph is about how the tree and the little yellow leaf changes from fall to winter. And the first sentence states the main topic of the paragraph. Underline the topic statement with your pencil. The remaining sentences are evidence that support the topic statement. When you write about change in a story, you must include evidence from the beginning, middle, and end of the story. As writers, we can use linking words that signal to the reader that we are including evidence from the beginning, middle, and end of the story. When we read the linking phrase at first, we know we are reading about the beginning of the book. Circle at first on your handout. When we read the linking word then, we know we are reading about a change that probably happened in the middle of the book. Circle then on your handout. Which word would we circle next? Point to that word on your handout. Finally. When we read the word finally, we know we are reading about the end of the book. All of the evidence is linked together. When we read then, we are reading or writing about the middle of the story. When we read finally, we are reading or writing about the end of the story. Today, you'll write a paragraph about how little yellow leaf changes. As you write your paragraph, you'll be sure to include evidence from the beginning, the middle, and that's right, the end of the story as well. Remember, evidence develops the topic and it comes from the text. Please grab Assessment 13, the focusing question task, and your pencil. Let's review the directions for the focusing question task. Write an informative paragraph with change to answer the question, how does little yellow leaf change? It's important to include the following in your answer: a topic statement, at least 3 sentences with evidence, and the words first, then, and finally. First, select the evidence you will use in your paragraph. Then write your informational paragraph and be sure to include change. Let's practice out loud first. First, I need to select the evidence that I will use in my paragraph. Now I need to use the words first, then, and finally to link all of my evidence together to support the topic statement. My paragraph might sound like this. Little yellow leaf changed. First, yellow leaf was alone. Then it saw another leaf. Finally, they went away and away and away. Now it's your turn. You can do it. There's the check mark. Here's an opportunity to show your classroom teacher just how much you've grown as a writer. As you work on the focusing question task, be sure to include 3 pieces of evidence, one from the beginning, one from the middle, and one from the end. That's right. Also, be sure to use these linking words to link your evidence together. I'm going to bring us back to the evidence chart, and I'd like you to pause there. So as you work on your focusing question task, you can refer back to our evidence chart for support. Pause here to do your very best writing on this focusing question task. And just hit play when your writing is complete and you're ready to wrap up our lesson. Thank you for doing your very best work today. I will see you very soon, my friends.